Yeah, well, this goes back a long way, and I noticed that this is going to be a problem probably way back in 2014, 2015. And when UKIP were campaigning to leave the European Union, I was trying to explain to people that in their manifesto, anyone can check this, that they had in their manifesto they're going to stay signed up to the United Nations 1951 Refugee Convention. So it would make no difference whatsoever for people turning up on boats, whether in the EU or not, because the UN has nothing to do with the EU. So this whole problem is so big, people don't understand. Our whole society has been shaped around this notion that we must be nice to refugees, and they're literally cancelling Christian Easter ceremonies in favour of a Refugee Week event to brainwash the children into brainwashing them to accept that the whole of Africa, the whole of Asia should have the right to come here. This is what is going on. I'm sorry to be so blunt, but that is what is going on. And, the bottom line is the only way it's going to be solved if people stand up and say, no more refugees. We need to leave the United Nations Refugee Convention to make it illegal for when they turn up on the boats. At the moment, so many people are saying these illegals in the hotels. Why do these people deliberately get caught by the border force? Because they know they're not going to be penalised. And it's completely legal within the United Nations Refugee Convention. Now, as I said earlier, it goes back a long way. And, but the bigger players, like, I know that some of your viewers may like Nigel Farage. I've never been a fan of him. And I emphasised in that video you talk about is that he has chosen to call them illegals because he doesn't want to speak about the Refugee Convention. And that is the root of the problem. So he's chosen to do that. And then because he's calling them illegals, he was then challenged in an interview, are you going to deport the illegals? And he said no. So he's made a big problem for himself when he should have taken the National Housing Party's position is, look, these people are claiming asylum. We need to change the whole system to make it illegal. So once we've left the Refugee Convention, then they will be penalised if they turned up. I mean, even the Rwanda deal, people don't understand that the Rwanda deal was all about protecting the Refugee Convention because Suella Braverman, who was the chief whatever about it, she kept saying they're illegals, right? So why wasn't she prepared to convict them for a crime of breaking into our country? She didn't, because she wanted to send them to Rwanda and not convict them and not make a deterrent.